to this episode 7. So in a previous episode, we looked at the login routes, and there's someone who asked me that we haven't finished all these others who are just doing the suppliers. And yes, so when you're just like making an API, more especially if you're in a team, you might consider making endpoints that are on demand. So there might be no need of implementing maybe the edit functionality or update functionality for the customer right away, because the right now what you're working on is making at least the first demo of the app. That's what we are aiming at, and at least we have managed to cover all these endpoints, at least the users, customers, shop. So in today's video, you just need to cover under the product. And before you create the product, at least you must be having things like the category. So we have to have the category working, and we also need to have the unit. So we need to create also on the unit. We have also to create the brand. So these ones go together hand in hand. The product must have the brand ID, unit ID, and the category ID. So we need to work on these because my team are demanding these endpoints as we're working so much harder to create a demo for the client. So we need to create all these endpoints and they be ready so that we can actually be able to test out something that is at least we can look at. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and create these. And after creating these ones, in the next episode, I'll be aiming at hosting the API so that it can be used actually. So let's just go ahead and get started. So, but before we get started, I created in this the unit model. So we have here the models we need. The unit, we need the name and the abbreviation of this and the slug, and then we'll have the brand, then we'll have the category, and finally the product. So we have all these fields, and you can see that a product will have supplier, will have the unit, will have the brand, and finally the category. So it needs to have these for attributes, and then itself will have things like name, slug, price. I'm not seeing the price. We're going to add some more things in the product that we need to have. So let me just go ahead and add these. Let me just go ahead and add these. I'm just going to do this. Copy. And by the way, another thing is whenever you make updates, you can always go to the to this under Node.js. You will see that I'm just going to search for, and first to refresh. I'm just going to search for instance, last time we worked on the login, so I don't know what did we implement. So we looked at, I think, JWT. Okay. Okay, so you can just say I have added a lot of other things that we are going to be seeing. We have, for instance, implementing API with JWT, API key protection. Okay, I just want the implementing JWT. So every time I make this, you can always check this PowerPoint. I always update the PowerPoint for the new things that would have added. Okay, but right now we're just going to be going through, and wherever we need things in the documentation, I always add them so that they help us to move faster. So I'm just going to go back to this. So last time we actually made this supplier. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these. I've added unit. So the unit is missing the created art. So I'm just going to copy these two and let's start adding them to category. Make sure always you have these two because the dates can help us in future when we are doing like manipulation of analytics. So those two, they are very important. The created art, more especially, it will always be used in manipulating when this category, this unit was created, and then we are adding this. Okay, this has one too many. A product can have a unit can have many products, and a product must have only one unit. It cannot have more than one unit. That's why it has a one to many. So when you go to the product here, you can set a product must actually have one unit, and that's why we have this unit ID. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the supplier. A product must have at least one supplier. Just like this is just to make sure that at least you are making it easy for you when you're like doing this. So I'm just going to go down here and simply add this products here to in the supplier. A supplier must have the products just like this. So we make sure everything is okay. The unit is going to have a name, abbreviation. For instance, if it was kilogram, something like this. So this one we just definitely become a kg, just like that. Okay. So I don't know if it should have a slug. I feel like the unit we might not implement the slug. For the unit, we're just going to leave it just like this. Might just like not implement the uniqueness. And it's just like also implement it just to be unique. Then the brand, yeah, will have the name and the slug. So you can just go ahead if you want to keep brand logos, you can just go ahead and put, but in this case, it is not necessary. And next is the category. Also, the category we need the name, the slug. You could also add the category image. In our case, it is not necessary. Then for this, we have the product name. We need other things that are not here. Just going to add other things on the product, and I can just go ahead and check here inventory. Adding a product need more things. The product need more things like for instance price. Okay, so if you just go to this product, um, add new product. Okay, there is a name and description. So let's just confirm that product name and description. So just add here and just going to add description. So description might not be required as such. So sorry, we may just keep it just like this. It's not required description. And then we have, of course, categories. We have the brand. We have also the expiry date. So you can see that the expiry date. So I don't know if the expiry date should be a string. Expiry date. Mm, expiry date. Whether it should just be daytime or we should be just rest like that. Okay, I'm just going to create it just like this. Expire date here. Just add it here. Expiry. This is very important for the drugs. Expiry date. And you're not going to give this one a default. So just leave it like this. Then supplier, that is very okay. Unit, and then this quantity alert. Okay, just going to add it as alert quantity. So here I'm just going to have this alert quantity, and this one is going to be int. This one must be just like a number like 20 or 30 or something. So we have alert quantity. Then we have the product price. So just add the price. So here must add price. Okay, and then maybe we're also going to have the buying price. Okay, we could just say supplier price, but I just call this one the buying price, just to keep it very simple and very straightforward. Buying price. Okay, and then it's going to have is featured. No, we don't need this. This is not an e-commerce, is point also. So product batch number, I don't think so. Okay, yes, so just also put this product batch number. Just going to make this sure this one is not required. So this is going to be here product batch number. So just going to say here batch number, batch number. Just like this is a string. Okay, product image. So here just going to have the image. So you can just have this one as image. So it'll be just like I think one. We're not going to have many images for the product. Just going to have only one. And then tax. Uh, um, I don't know if the tax is required. Then we have the barcode. I don't know. Okay, yes, I put the barcode. Then product stock quantity. Product stock quantity. Okay, so just going to add stock quantity. Here where we have this alert quantity, we're just going to have stock quantity. And then we're just going to have also the barcode. Barcode. Status, not really. I'm just going to add also the product tax, which is also not required. So I'm just going to add product tax in percent. So here, just going to add tax, which is going to be int, but not required. Product code, there's some things that just should not be required. Product code is going to be, this one should be unique. The product code. Other things like that should be unique are on this. I think even barcode should be unique. Then another thing that's going to be unique is, of course, SKU should be unique. Scale keeping, I think it's stock keeping unit. I think the product, we have almost everything we need on it. The product always have like really massive a lot of stuff, but I think for now let's just keep it this way. Okay. So now that we have created the models, I'm just going to go ahead and just going to go ahead and even this buying price might not be something like is required to provide. Price is required and is stock here. Expired date is required. Okay. Okay. So the first thing to do is push the migrations. I'm just going to stop the app here and just run the migrations. So you say npx prisma db push and just start the server npm run dev. Okay. Yep. So these now we create them in this and we start the server. So next, let's start with the simple ones. You're just going to start from up here from the unit and we move on. Starting from the routes or from the controllers actually. Let's just look for the easy one like this. I'm just going to duplicate this to actually do all the things we want. There's also customers. I don't customer, I think they have a lot of stuff. Okay, yes, duplicate here the shop. I'm just going to name this to unit.ts or units.ts. Okay, so the first one is create unit and get the data. So the unit is sending a few things, the name, abbreviation, just continue on this, abbreviation, and the Slack. Three things that the unit is actually doing. Let me just close all these others, close all, and just open only one. So they get the data that is coming here is this, the name, abbreviation, and the Slack. So check if the unit already exists by just checking existing unit is equal to await db.unit dot find unique where slug. So here we get if there is existing unit and then you just say unit already exists. And then here just come here and say new unit and is db.unit. And here just create exactly the using these three. Okay, just like this. In return, here is new unit. And that's it. So just create a unit. Now down here, let's get units. Get units. And here I'm just going to go ahead and say units is equal to db.unit. Okay. And then row here is going to be, of course, units. Okay. Just remove this endpoint. Okay, get single unit. This one is always maybe used during the update. Get single unit here. ID, and here you can just say existing unit is equal db.unit. And here you can just say if no existing unit, return unit does not exist. Otherwise, return the existing unit. Just like that. Okay. Yeah. So you could just also add like a point of updating the unit. Maybe we could just like, do we have the update, for instance, the customer here? Just want to, and also the delete. Just want to somehow, so you have here delete the user and also update user. So just going to copy this, for instance, for unit. Might notice all these endpoints, but at least we just need to have them. So delete unit by ID. So you pass in the ID from the params and then here get the unit you are trying to delete. So if there is no unit, just return here unit not found. And if it is there, so then db.unit do delete, and that's it. Okay. The last one is update. So I'm just going to go to here, customer. I think it was users here. I'm just going to, this one is a little bit different, but the same approach. It's the same approach, update user. So I'm just going to copy this to unit down, maybe in between here. So the same concept applies. So update unit by use ID. So we just get the unit, the first the ID, and then we get all these things one more time, the one we used in the create. So go ahead and get this data. Just like this const. So just go ahead and get the data. So I'm just going to get the data just like this. So you just go the same thing. You get the ID. The difference between update and the create is in the update, we are updating for specific ID. That's why we have the ID, but we also have the data. So just come here and first get the existing unit, db.unit here. And if this doesn't exist, okay, then we just go ahead and say unit does not exist. But if it exists, then here, of course, we are doing these checks. We don't need to do these checks for this one. And hashing the password, we're just going to go direct and here. So we update the unit. Oh, I think we have to check one. Just a second. At least we have to check the slug here. So just leave only one check. We have again to check the slug. Okay, so here we just say if slug, of which the slug has to be there. So here I'm just going to say if, because the slug automatically will be there. So I'm just going to say if slug is not equal to existing user, existing unit dot slug. So if this does not equal, that means that he changed the slug, he changed the unit. That means that we have to see existing user by existing unit. Existing unit by slug by slug. So db dot unit where slug. And here if we just get existing unit by slug, just come and say think name is already taken. And then we can just go, if there is no any problem there, we can just go ahead and update the unit. So here, just get this data here. That is the one we need. We just come and add this here. Just going to go ahead, remove this. Just update it. I'm just going to name this to updated unit. Yeah, this is the one we need to return here. Okay, seems like we have a problem. I'm not sure why. Because we have the name. And then down here, we have update unit. Here is a object determine name does not exist on the type. Let's first see the one we have in the schema. It has name. Here must be unit. Okay, must be the unit. Okay, so we have the actually we have the whole entire CRUD now on for this. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this for the brand. Control C. And I'm just going to do this to brand or brands or something like that. Just say brands. Okay, so this is create brand. So create brand. So just go and check the brand. What do we need in the brand? We need the name and the slug. Only two this time. So just simply remove the abbreviation only. So get this and then existing brand is equal to await.db.brand. And then if we have existing brand, just say here brand name already existing. Then here just go ahead and create the brand. So new brand, and here is going to be brand. Okay, so remove the name and the slug, and here is just going to be new brand. So the create is done. So here get brands, and this one is going to be just brands. Here is brand. So just like that. Get single brand. So here is just going to be get single brand, and here is going to be existing brand. Okay, this one has to be brand. So get the existing brand. If it doesn't exist, we just say brand does not exist. If it exists, then we add the existing brand here. Okay, update brand now. Update brand by ID. So remove this. Other thing just remain existing brand. So here's going to be brand. So get a brand, and if the brand does not exist, this is existing brand. If the brand does not exist, then we just say here brand not found. And here if this is slug is not equal to the existing slug, then we just have to get this existing brand by by slug. This one has to be brand. You can just say brand name. Okay, so if that is done, then we can just go to update the brand. Wait, so here this is going to be here's going to be brand. This one's going to be updated brand where ID and then text name and the slug updated brand, and finally delete brand by ID. So delete brand, and we just get here brand. Here is brand. So we find if there is no brand, here just a brand not found. If then it is there, we just go ahead and just say brand dot delete, and that's it. Great. So we have also this done for this for the brand, and then just go ahead and create the one for category. So you say categories. The first one is going to be create category. So just go ahead and create the category. For the category, what data do we need? So we have the name and the slug, exactly just the way we have it in brands. So this is going to be very easy. So I'm just going to be changing existing. Check if brand. So this is category, sorry. Category. already exists. So here is going to be existing category. Okay, existing category, and this is db dot category, and if this exists, you can just say category this already exists. Yeah, if there is no existing, then we go ahead and create the category. So here's going to be new category. New category. Here is going to be category. So go ahead and we create this new category. We return this. Then get categories. Here is going to be categories. Okay. So here's going to get single category. We have existing category. Here is category. And you see a category does not exist. And here you just say existing category. Update category. Get the ID, and then you start by getting existing category. Yeah? Okay. So here existing category. If it doesn't exist, then we say here category. So just also check the slug, and we just say here existing category by slug. This one is going to be category. Okay. And after that, then we can update the category. Come here, updated category. Updated category, just like this. Use category. And the last one is going to be delete category by ID. Category by ID, just like this. So here just let's get the category. So here is going to be category. So you first check if the category exists, and then here you can just go ahead and delete it, and then we return success. Great. So we have created 1, 2, 3. Now finally, we're just going to go ahead and create the product, which is actually the biggest one of all. Okay. So this one, I'm just also going to duplicate one of these ones. Just rename this to products. Product has the same capacity like the way you see the users. So we have a lot going on here, exactly like the way we see in the users. Okay, just go ahead to the products and we start to like the first one, create product. So I'm just going to move slowly so that we capture everything. Create product. So the first thing is to get the data and just go back to schema and let's get everything. So we have name, description, batch number, barcode, image, tags, alert quantity, stock. We have the price, paying price, SKU, product code, supplier, unit, brand. Okay, just still moving on. The list still goes on just like this. So I think finally we have all the ones we need. Control C. And how I'm selecting this, I press on all, then I keep on pressing next, selecting others. So we have to get all this data here, just like this. Let's go ahead and add commas. So here, just going to simply slow down a little bit so that we make sure that everything is okay. We just put here, comma. Okay, so we have all this data now. Okay, we have all this data. Now, the first one, check if the product already exists. Okay, and this one, we typically use the slug. That's why. So existing product is db.product. So here, dot find unique where slug. And if the product exists, very easy. Here just say product already exists. So you don't want just the person to go ahead and have this. So we might just not check just like this one was existing product by for these other ones, I think I'm not going to check for them. Okay, because you see we have others that should be unique. Okay. Um for instance, there is a barcode that should be unique. We have SKU product code. All those ones should be unique. So every time you have things that are unique, okay, you have to check if they should not be unique. Of course, unknown circumstances, the product code, the all these ones they need to be checked. Let's just go ahead and just like check them. So the unique ones we have, let me just copy them here. So we have the barcode, we have the SKU product, and then the slug. So we need to check. So here, so you're just like checking the if the product exists, then we are looking at something like this. Just come here. Okay. So we have all these here. Okay, so they have the barcode. So I don't know if we made the barcode not to be required. I don't know why, but we can just come here, existing product by Slack. So I'm just going to say by Slack. And this is just the most important one, I guess, of all, because others you might not actually have. So let me just go ahead and do another check for this SKU. So you can just simply duplicate this. Okay. And it's the existing product by SKU. So here's going to be SKU, and here's going to be where SKU. Okay, if there is already a product by that very SKU, then you need to say this. Here we can just say product SKU. Yeah, SKU. Okay. Mm, This just to just make them, but they will not be happening, but you never know when someone try to, not to generate SKU, so you need to have this at the back of your mind that someone can fail to do that. So you have the slug, SKU, now it is the product code. By product code. So here's going to be product code and existing by product code. I just say product code. Okay, and lastly, and this one I'm just going to even first check if it is uh the which is if barcode. Okay, then we can just go ahead and copy this existing. Okay, I'm just doing the if in the barcode simply because the barcode is not required. So someone might just send a request without the barcode. Shouldn't bring an error. Okay, so that's why we're just putting an if statement on the barcode. If it is given, then we should check if then it is unique. So here just come here by barcode. Okay, so here just put barcode, and then let's put here barcode, and we can just come and say product barcode. Okay, so when this goes through, it has made all those checks and you make it to this point. Now we can just go ahead and create the product. Okay, so just go and bring all these things. Just bring all these things here. Okay. Uh, Here should be product, and this is going to be new product. Okay. So return the created product, and the product creation is done. just like this. We try to find if there are errors. Then you say here get products. And just come here, just say products. It's going to be a product. Okay, and that is also done. And then get single product. Okay, so this one is also very easy. Existing product here. Here is going to be product. Okay. So if it exists, then we'll return it. And then here we have update. So we just go ahead and return these same techniques. Update product by ID. We just have the ID, and then we also get the data, the same data we have like in the create. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab all this data. Okay. Okay, so we have all this. So just go ahead and just say existing product. So this one is very easy to understand if this product already exists. Existing product. And this one we have to make a statement. Of course, we can first find out if this existing product by just going here to product, and we just use the ID. So if it does not exist, if no existing product, then we just say product is not found. Now, so you have to check for these things. For us here, we have the slug, barcode, SKU, and the product code. Okay, you have to check for those things. They have to be unique even on the update. So here just check for the slug. So you can just always do slug. And this is going to be existing product dot slug. So if the slug provided is not equal to the existing slug, then we have to go ahead and check product, existing product by slug. So this is going to be product. Okay, just like this, and this is going to be product. So just going to do the same thing for all of them. Okay, so here's going to be if SKU, here SKU. So here's going to be by SKU, and if there is existing. Okay. The second last one is the barcode. So here you can just say actually product code, here product code. Product code, just like this. Product code, and I can just come here and I just say if existing, and then you can just say product code. Okay, so the last one is still we have one which is actually the barcode. So you can just say barcode here, and now you can just say if barcode and barcode. Okay, is not equal to product like barcode. Okay, so you can just say existing product by barcode. So it's going to be barcode, and then here is going to be this, and you can just say product barcode. Then here just going to put barcode. Okay, so when all those ones are passed, now we just actually come to update the product. So just going to say updated product. So here just going to have, sorry, updated product. Updated product is going to be the product. Okay, and then just go ahead and provide all this data that we have here. Just like this. Okay, we return the updated product, just like that. Now finally just going to just do delete product by ID. So here just going to have the product, just like this. Find the product. If the product does not exist, then here just say product does not exist. But then if it is, then here just say sorry, product. Here is going to be product also, and then we return success. So basically we have created all these four controllers, sorry, a lot of controllers for each of these models, and now we can just go ahead and create their routes. So the routes are very easy. I'm just going to come here and I duplicate the one maybe for users. Then she's having a lot of things. So just start with the one for unit. So in the unit, we just start by creating this. So this is going to be unit router. Okay. So you have the unit router, export default unit router. So after creating this router, we start like router.host, and then we have this is going to be units. So we have here create unit, just like this, get units. So or whatever we have, I'm just going to first remove this attendance. So here we have the IDs. I'm just going to change these to units. This one here is get units. Get units. This is getting all the units. Then we have get a single unit. So this is get unit by get single unit. So this is get single unit. Then we have the put, which is going to be update. So you say update unit, the unit by ID. And then we have, we don't have this one. Put, we have only one. So first remove this. So finally we have the delete. So we have users, which is going to be units ID, and this is the delete. This is going to be delete unit by ID. So those are the ones, and let's go ahead and remove all these ones. Okay, great. So we have this, and then you can just go ahead and connect this in index. So down here, you can just say a v1, and you have unit router. Just go in the routes, and then just can duplicate the unit, and we just say give this brand. So just going to simply change everything here. I'm just going to say brand router. So you can just create a brand router and export it, create it, and then export the brand router. And the first one is also change these ones to brands. So you can just create a brand. So he's going to create brand. Then you can just get brands by just saying get brands. You can get a single brand. So here just going to be get single brand. Then you're just going to update the brand. So here just going to be update brand by ID. And lastly is delete. It's going to be delete brand by ID. Okay, so after creating this, remove this unwanted stuff. And let's go ahead and just get this brand router in the index. So in the index here, just going to go ahead and get a brand router. Next, I'm just going to duplicate the brand just like this and create a category. So just going to name these two category. And then in this, just simply do this and just going to say category router. So create the router and export this router. Then here we use it, dot post, and here just going to change everything to categories, just like this. So we can first create a new category by going to this, create category. And then here we can just get for the categories by saying get categories. And then we can get a single category. So get single category. Get single category just like this. Then we can update the category. So update category by ID. And lastly, you can delete the category by just say delete category by ID. So you can also delete category by ID. And let's go ahead and remove these here. And let's go ahead and bring this in the index. So we have the next one is the category router, just like that. And finally, I'm just going to go again to the routes and let's duplicate the one for brand. And let's rename this to product. So we're just going to have the product. And instead, you're just going to create product router. So you say product router. And we can start by going to here, just also change these to products. Okay, so we can just have post, create a product. So here is going to create product, and then here is get products. So you say get products, then get a single product, get single product, and then here we have where you want to update a product. So you say update product by ID, and finally delete product by ID. And then just go in the index and just bring in the product. So you can just say here, bring in the product router. Okay, so we have all our routes. Okay, have all our routes here. We have all our controllers. This is really nice. Now they go to the interesting part, which is testing. I will just open my Postman, and then just under the got our IPOS API, and this time just going to start duplicating some of these endpoints where we have, for instance, the shop here. I'm just going to go ahead and just duplicate here the shop. I'm just going to name this one as unit. So start with the easy one, which is unit. And we can just rename this one to create unit. Okay, it is just going to be v1 and it's going to be units. You can just go ahead and save this request save. Let's go to the body, scroll down here, please. So in the ints, we need first of all the name, which can be kilogram. So just go here and create kilogram. And then we have the abbreviation. Now the spelling of abbreviation does not come straight to me. I can either just go to create unit and I just get this, the name abbreviation. Before I mess it up, abbreviation, this is going to be kg. And the last one is the string. So I'm just going to remove all these other ones and then put the slug here. The slug in this case is going to be kilogram, kilogram. Okay, great. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this request to this endpoint. You can always save and send. Okay, so you can see the here we return the data. ID is here, the name, abbreviation, and the slug. Everything is really nice. So now, after creating, I want to create the second one. I just want to create, for instance, pieces. So there's some things which are measured in pieces, and here is going to be PC. Just select this. You take PC or pieces. Just select this. Okay, and then this one is going to be pieces, just like that. Let's create this, and let's finally let's create the one for testing. So testing, test, tst, and this is test. We're just going to use this one to delete. So create. Okay, so you just go to gate, and this one is just going to change this to gate units. Just go ahead and, oh, sorry, not this. We just need to get units. Okay, so you can see we have the units in a second. I just want to save this. So if you just check here, the data we have this one, pieces, and a kilogram. So you have three, as you can see here clearly. Now just going to get one, just going to get a test, just like this. And by the way, under still create, we could just see send this one. Let's send this again. So you can see here unit test is already existing. So you can say that this also works very well. If you just try to create this, it is already going to tell the unit test is already existing. Okay, so under getting single, first of all, this is going to be units, and then you can just say slash this, and then you can just go and get a response, and you can see we get the test here, and let's say get, just going to name this one get single. I'm just going to say get single unit. So you can just go ahead and save also this request. And then this one you can just like maybe delete it because really we don't need this one. We already have the one for, so delete this. Okay. So you can just see we have create unit, get single unit. So we have update. Okay, so in the update, just also go to the body, and here first of all, let's put, let's try to update. Here is going to be units. Okay, and then you pass in the ID like this, the one that does not exist. Let's pass in here the name. First of all, let's just put a kilogram, the one we know that exists, and then abbreviation, kg, and then lastly we have slag, which is actually kilogram. Remove all these others. So first of all, here we have two scenarios. This ID we are very sure is not there. This one. So if I send this, you can see for bad request, first remove this comma, send one more time. So this one is unit not found. So the unit with this ID was not found. Let's put a correct one. And if you put a correct one, already we have now checking. So if it exists, now we check actually. So you're trying to create the kilogram that is already existing. Okay. Uh, so now we can just go ahead and try to create the one which is not there. We can update this. Remember, this is updating. Wait. This is update, right? So this, mm, this shouldn't give an error, right? Name kilogram is already taken. Are we trying to create here? So it should check. Uh, let's first go to the put. So I'm just going to go to unit. So on the update part, I'm just going to drop this down. And first the time before. Okay, so we already have here this 1 hour. So I think, okay, just I finish this endpoint, then we'll stop there. If we just go here to update unit, it will first check if the unit here, existing unit, which is okay. So if unit does not exist, we did this, we tested all those ones. Now this is why the part is funny. So if this here is the slug, check for slug if unique. So you're saying here, if the slug is not equal existing user.slug is not equal. So I wonder why it is doing this as if the slug we provided is not equal. The slug we provided is the same. Update. Supposed to be even unit. Why? Okay, so this statement slug not equal to existing slug is not being checked because this is the same slug that. Oh, okay, it is true. So this ID we are trying to test is for the unit. Okay, if you just remember, this was the ID for the unit. I copied it from here. So this is unit. This is really true. Yeah, this is good. So this is for the unit. Okay, so if I provide the same here, if I provide test, and here yes, tst, and here test, then this shouldn't just give any problem. Okay, so if I just send this one, you can see it just returns the updated one. Let's just go ahead and just say test updated, and just like this. So you can just say it returns test updated. Great. This is the exact thing we wanted it to do. We now wanted to delete this. Delete. This is update, not user, but update test. Sorry, update unit. You update unit here. Save. And then lastly is deleting the test. So delete unit. Delete unit. So if you try to go to, this is going to be units, and you try to delete something that does not exist, you can see here unit not found. Now let's just put the ID now that exists. Now we just go ahead and delete this, and you have success to true. So if you just go back to get single and you try to find this, it does not exist anymore. Great. So we have tested all these endpoints for the unit. So in the next episode, we're just going to start testing for these remaining ones. So thank you so much for watching this episode. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, and also you can also click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new tutorials. We are taking this series serious. I think by the end of this week, we should just be getting closer to the end.